and this is Kieran, and we are in Blender, and I kind of got this up here for a little bit just so frame rate was a little bit up, so it was easier to start. And I did notice the last video I got cut a couple times before I was supposed to, mainly because it didn't actually put it. It had sometimes this has such a low frame rate because it doesn't update that sometimes it cuts off the last because it doesn't actually add in another frame. So I'll probably end videos doing this on the bottom here somewhere, so I have something to keep frame rate up, or I'll be spinning around my view. Now this is actually the picture that I ended up with last time. This was the render that we had, and it's pretty nice. There are a lot of things that obviously are wrong with it. Like you can see over here where my mouse is, it's really bright over there. I think that's mainly because I don't actually have a texture there. So hopefully once we get a texture there, it'll kind of uniform a little bit, so it's not looking so weird and so easy to tell where the triangles start and end. But we're gonna actually go back and set this back to a 3D view. And if we actually want to see what this ends up looking like, we can simply go into here and click texture. And as you see, this is kind of what it looked like. But what would be better is to do something like that when we are in our, is this? No, it's this one. Over here, as you can see, I'll kind of slide over and turn this to texture and then blow it up big. This is the scene that we got, though I think it's a little bit better now because I have a little bit more done. I don't know why, but for some reason it seems like this was only a cube, and that may be because we're in edit mode and not back in object mode, so it never saved changes. Not really a big deal. So also on that note, talking about this thing, these pillars, I've decided I'm gonna do this pillar here, the one that we've started already, but the rest of them, the other three, I'm gonna do off camera because really it's gonna be this one with some minor changes. Main reason for that is I can work a little bit faster, not having to talk about what I'm doing, and also it's really not all that different, so it's not really a necessity to have on camera. And I can switch between windows and things and do textures and things. So probably after this is all done, you'll see me flipping in and out of a whole lot of textures, and I mean not flipping in and out. You'll see coming back with textures and everything, and it will look really, really nice. I'll have the ground textured, I'll have all four pillars, and then we'll get into the final stages of adding the actual plates that will be kind of floating around. But they will actually be kind of parallel, like up and down, straight up and down with the camera, so they are, you actually see their faces on the camera, towards the camera. And deciding on size is going to be one thing, and then I may, just for sake of showing everything that's been doing, I might actually go in and end this entire series off going into Premiere Pro and showing how it finally looks once I'm all done and mapping everything in Premiere Pro. Haven't completely decided if I'm going to do that or not, but that is an option right now. Now, looking at this here, I actually think we're going to go into edit mode and take this top thing And even though I did this once and undid it, I'm going to subdivide this. And we're going to kind of smooth it. No, we're not going to smooth it. We're actually going to move the pixel. Not pixel, vertice. Up. Now, we can slide that in. Don't ask me exactly why this functions the way it does. I sometimes question how Blender does its... this isn't working right. So what we're going to do is we're going to back up, not subdivide it. At least not just that one. We're going to actually click and grab all of it. Okay, just so we can... Apparently there's less faces that way. Didn't know that. Okay, there we go. Now, it's completely selected and we will subdivide the entire thing. This should stop it from doing that weird little trip thing it did. Nope. Nope, it doesn't. Really doesn't. So instead what we're going to do is the easiest way to do this, extrude the region, and then we're going to scale it down. And now we get our tipped point without it looking really strange. And the way I did that quick with size, scale, without actually doing any of the normal move down here, click it like that, is I literally just pressed S. And I think we did it a little bit too much. Okay, so we're going to go 0. And... come on, 0. 0. Okay, there we go. Now it doesn't look as funny as it did. And that gives us our little pillar thing that we're going to start off. This is our base. So, let's get to work a little bit. I don't exactly know what I 100% plan on doing with this, but hopefully we'll come to that when we'll know when the time comes. One of those. And since those are actually all together, I don't think I can actually grab them. I'm gonna try and grab them with... Apparently they are all grabbed. So we're gonna subdivide now. And that's a pretty good subdivision, I'd say. And now I'm gonna act like this is our full normal pillar, as if it wasn't broken or anything, even if I end up taking this and actually making this like broken and stuff, just so it's a good base to work off of. And actually we're gonna grab this here, all of these, slide them in. Reason for this is so we're gonna jut it back out, and I'm actually gonna grab every single one in this line. Reason is so we have a little bit of a rounded pillar, not so much a square pillar. I'm gonna have to still change some of this, but it rounds at least part of it. of gives it a better feel of being pillar-ish. Okay. Now this last one. Okay, there we go. And now we're gonna kind of do the same thing down on the bottom edge, make it a little bit more round. Which I think, nope, that's not what we want. I don't think it's gonna affect it though. Oh yay. Fun, when things overlap. There we go. Big pain in the butt. Okay. Nope. We're gonna have to do this with multiple things, just so I can get it all. No. No. Okay, so looking like I'm gonna actually have to move each individual. And actually, we're gonna go back and we're gonna go, nope, numlock 7, nope, top. Okay. And we're just about there. Okay, now look at it. And this has really become a little bit more rounded, which will happen more and more as I go through and actually kind of round out and subdivide and things like that. Now, bring it back up to full. It's not like equal on every side or anything, but it's nice and round-ish. I don't think at this particular subdivision I'm gonna do anything more like that, or really anything more, just because right now doing anything else really kind of seems like it's going to break what we've got here in terms of shape. It's not going to be adding details, it's going to be more changing shape, which I like the shape I have now. I just want to add details to it, give it character, and probably majority of its character is going to come from its texture. So there we go. I just wanted to show that up, and then we're gonna, I think, subdivide again. Yeah, one more subdivision. I wish there was a quick way to select everything, but there isn't. Not that I know of, at least. Oh, that's the wrong key. Okay, and then we just need these last couple here, and then we're going to subdivide. We're actually going to smooth. And we're going to kind of look at this from all angles. Smooth a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Do we want to make another section of cuts? I think we do. Mainly because I don't think, though, that is enough to give me any room to do anything. Now, because 3 is a little bit much yet. Now we're going to go into vertex mode. How to actually decide to make this. Actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do? And it's gonna involve faces. Okay, and then we're gonna come back around, There we go. And then hopefully this works the way I want it to. Except for I don't want to do it that way. Should Z S Z, kind of do one of these, and there we go. Now, no. Now we can look at it and see that we're going to go out of edit mode into object mode. It's not something really visible from a distance. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into edit mode, and we're going to take it and slide it down. So when we do go back into object mode, you can really kind of see that. Okay. Now, edit mode. Also, just for half a second, even though I'm not actually going to keep any of these changes, I want to show you what Sculpt does. Sculpt, as you can see, is now kind of buffeting out those pixels. You can up its strength, so now it's really pulling them out. So we can look at these, and then you see that it's created this little ridge here. That's really what it's used, or you can use it to subtract and go really in. And that pretty much what it's used for. I don't particularly use sculpt mode that much. You can use it to a texture, all kinds of things. You can increase the radius so it makes it something like that. If you're used to Sculptress, that's the kind of tool it is. Vertex paint, I don't know exactly what this does, to be quite honest. Okay, we're gonna do one of these, and we're gonna try and see what it is. No. And then go back to object mode. Now, question is, okay, that's what it does. And actually, that's kind of cool. I'm going to take a minute and actually use that tool. Because it does actually now have purpose of, and we're going to go into object mode, click to grab this, go into, I don't want it, I want it solid so I can see actually what we're doing. And we can actually basically paint. You can paint on textures. I think I'm just going to use vertex paint if I can get away with it, because it's a lot easier to do this. As you can tell, I'm kind of roaring through this. Now, it only works on the faces that I can see, so really doing this from above probably is the best thing, but and then I can kind of throw this into a textured view. Now, that looks really horrible because it's not really a good thing to do, but I can kind of do one of these. It's just an interesting way to color my stuff. I'll probably take some time and play with this for a little bit. Outside of these videos. It's really actually really shiny, which has to do with the object's properties, but we're gonna kind of undo everything, just not because I hate it or anything, but because I really don't need to do it right now. I can take some time and experiment, and that will be something I'll do off camera. But just what that mode is, paint weight. I don't know what this does. So we're gonna kind of find out. And then we're gonna go texture. Nope. I'm not sure what it does. Mirror. Don't know what it does, to be honest. Okay, so that's just some fun stuff that I just noticed that I really never used. I'm kind of gonna bring this to a halt, even though I really didn't get that much done. Showed a couple new things that even I don't really completely understand, but I'll probably get some practice in with for a little bit. And yeah, I don't want to go extremely long with these videos because it's really kind of hard for someone to sit down for long periods of time. And I understand that. So next time we'll work more on this and hopefully get it done. So I am Kieran, and I will see you guys next time.